Now, we was going to talk about Cam first, but I'm going to let y'all see. Lamar Jackson. I remember last year he rushed for all those crazy yards, and people was like, "Oh, he got to be able to throw. He got to be able to throw." He threw Sunday. Now it was against the Dolphins, but they're still NFL talent. Let's get into the nitty gritty of it. So as y'all saw, he put on the show, and he only ran 6 times. Don't quote me on it. But he didn't run very much, so all of it was... Now his receivers made great plays, but coming from a dude that they said was not going to be able to throw the ball, for his team to put up 59 points, he goes 17 for 20, passing with 329 yards and 5 TDs. That's pretty special. So I'm mad he didn't get as much coverage as he should have got, right? So that's the spotlight dude of the week is Ravens brother quarterback Lamar Jackson. I remember he was in college. I was like, man, I hope he translates. Fortunately, he's translating, and hopefully they do it even better next week. I'm not sure who they're sure who they're playing, but they're gonna be a force to mess with in that division. I can't remember what the division is. It's the division with Cleveland, Pittsburgh, them, and I'm missing. Oh, Cincinnati. Is that division? So they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with Monday Night Football. That's the freshest one on my mind. Let me get my stats out. So, Deshaun Watson versus Drew Brees. Now, Deshaun Watson played pretty well. He had a great first half. Threw an ill-advised turnover or ill-advised interception, but he played well. His offensive line failed him, which is going to be the theme of this season for him, unfortunately. And even Laremy Tunsil gave up a sack today. Like, he was supposed to be the big-time addition. But the other big-time addition, Kenny Stills, had a big-time play. Deshaun Watson came in, I think it was like 40 seconds to go or something like that. Dart to DeAndre Hopkins. Dart to Kenny Stills. Touchdown. That was big for them. That was major. That was major for them. Now they ended up losing the game by 1, but it wasn't Deshaun's fault. He threw for 268, 3 touchdowns and an interception that I told y'all about earlier. Drew Brees is just making every play that needs to be made. Deshaun can't do nothing about that. So next we have Kansas City. Man, Patty Mahomes has so many weapons. Even with Tyreek Hill going out, with an injury, I can't remember the name of his injury, but the bone right here, I think it's the bone right here and like sort of down kind of got pressed in. Like it's not life threatening, but it's painful. He's gonna be out for a while. Sammy Watkins came up big though with 7 receptions, almost 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. So it's sad to say Patrick Mahomes, that was one of his favorite receivers. But he also got the tight end. Sean McCoy made some crazy runs, but Buffalo couldn't use him. Like, it's crazy how the NFL works. So, domination. No, it was not domination. I don't think it was ever close. Now, Patrick Mahomes did get hurt. He got hurt. His leg went a different type of way. But luckily, he ended up finishing the game. So I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. But, domination, that's really all I can say. So, moving on to a game that, I'm going to be honest, I dreaded watching. But I had to cover it. Jameis Winston. All 3 of his interceptions were just bad. One of them wasn't his fault, but one, he threw an interception on the screen when he should have just not thrown it at all. I don't know what he was looking at. Like, Jameis Winston really is looking real bust-like. Like, his bust potential is starting to really rise. Like, it's not looking good for him. 20 for 36, 3 interceptions, a touchdown, 194 passing yards. Like, it just wasn't nice. The game had so many penalties. It was just ugly football. Ugly football. Along with him and Jimmy Garoppolo, which I feel Jimmy Garoppolo is hella overrated. So the game was just it just wasn't aesthetically pleasing to watch. But we get to the Seahawks. And Russell Wilson was doing Russell Wilson things. Saw a couple big time plays his wide receivers made. Big time plays. I don't have the stats in front of me. Do I? Nope. I don't have the stats in front of me. But I know he played pretty decent. They ended up coming out with the win though. I can't remember who they played. I think they played Cincinnati. They ended up coming out with the win. Yep. It wasn't really too much to say about him. It was a typical Seattle game. They ran the ball pretty efficiently. Wide receivers made plays. Russell Wilson made a wild play. Got it to his receiver and they won the game. I think they beat Cincinnati if I'm not mistaken. I might not be sure on that. I'm sure I'll put the stats and stuff on the screen. Then we have Dallas, America's game of the week. Dak Prescott played like he deserves $40 million. Now, granted, it was against the Giants. You know, the Giants are awful. It was against the Giants, but even still, if we're going to give Lamar Jackson credit, we got to give Dak credit too. 25 for 32, 405 with 4 touchdowns. Dude play spectacular. Like, if Kellen Moore's offense is that good, then we might as well give Dak his $40 million now. You know what I mean? So yeah, really good game. I came into that game. I was walking in the door, and the game was already on, and they was already up. I can't remember how much. So lucky it was one of those games I'd have to do a lot of studying because it ended very early. Moving on let's move on to the Colts. Jacoby Brissett. So Jacoby Brissett, very efficient. Like, you could tell he was in Belichick's offense. Like he grew up in Belichick's offense. Very efficient. 21 for 27, 192 touchdowns. 3 critically missed field goals by Adam Vinatieri. He don't normally do that. So I don't know if Adam Vinatieri is going to get released or not, because he is an old man. So it was bad. It was either missed three or 4. I think it was 3. And they were like chip shots of Vinatieri. Like, he missed them. And they ended up going into overtime. If Alvin Terry makes one of those kicks, the Colts win that game. They go into overtime with the Chargers, and Phillip Rivers get the ball back. Jacoby never sees the ball again. So that's the NFL really needs to do something about them overtime rules. Just do a whole another quarter. Like, I don't know why they on this extra stuff. Let's go to my man Cam. He looked rusty with his throws. He played okay, but ultimately the turnovers killed him. He has talent this year. He just didn't make the throws, and that's been the story of his career, just up and down. So he didn't make the throws in order to win that game. But it's week one. It's nobody really played in the preseason, so I'm not really too bent out of shape about it. We'll see what happens in week 2, 3, and 4. So if he looks, I feel like they'll get once they get the tires rolling. That's not the analogy, but once they get it going, they'll be fine. Christian McCaffrey showed up. He has an offense with weapons, it looks like. Not KC weapons, but good enough weapons. So it's all on Cam now. Kyler Murray. So this first half is so bad. And I have a graphic that I took a picture of when I was watching the game. I'm going to put it right here. This graphic right here says it all. Awful in the first quarter. On the first half, and then much better in the second half. Now you can say Detroit backed up; he was able to get into a rhythm, fire the ball off, but these still NFL players. So ended up leading the team and going into overtime. Nobody wanted to win the game, so I ended in a tie, which is just such a bad taste in your mouth. Play till somebody score. That's the way I feel. Every other sport does it. I think hockey can end in a tie. I'm not sure, but so yeah, that was Kyler Murray. Breaking news too. I just saw this on Instagram. I will put it in the thing. Josh Dobbs was traded to Jacksonville because Nick Foles got hurt. And so I don't know, Josh Dobbs, I don't know if he's going to be the starter or he's going to be the backup. So that development, we're going to keep that development updated every show. So that's that, man. That's week 1.